I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys!
Hello!
What is up? So excited to be back. It's season 6, episode 6 of Schitt's Creek, and we're here to talk about this crazy episode. It was a fun one tonight. I really enjoyed it. But before we dive into it, I want to introduce my host, and that's if he's not talking about Schitt's Creek on here, he's talking about it on his Instagram. Give it up for Loren, Kling.
That's right. Hello, everybody. Instagram. I'll be talking about Schitt's Creek all the time.
And she comes from a small town just like Schitt's Creek. It's our one, the only Megan Gallagher.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm Rachel here, your reality insider, but also sitcom TV lover. Anything comedy, I'm here for it. So excited to be here. I want to get right into our overall thoughts of this episode. Loren, tell me, what did you think?
I thought it was a great episode. We got to see Bob on the prowl with everybody else kind of supporting him, sort of, at the bar. We got to see a tender moment with Alexis and Ted at the end, and we got to see Moira and Alexis really shine. I feel like I said the Alexis name twice. I did. She was in it a lot.
Hey, it's okay.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this episode as well. I thought especially when Alexis and Ted were talking, and I just felt it really showed so much of his character and how much he loves her when, he just put her needs before his own. And I really like that, and I love just David and Patrick and all the adventures they go on together and all the things that they get into, and I love this episode.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the whole Wingman situation with Bob. That was probably my favorite thing, just because it was hilarious, and just leave it up to Roland to just be a complete hot mess and get everything wrong when he was doing the whole reenactment of it. So I can't wait to talk about all that, because that was just hilarious. But at the start of the episode, though, we see it's a morning news show, and we saw Moira was the special guest, and they turned this catastrophe of this whole Crows incident that happened on the last episode, they turned it into a major PR stunt. They had 2 million views in 24 hours on the episode. They were trending on Interflix. I mean, we saw throughout the episode that this really boosted the Crows Have Eyes the Crowening. It really just boosted it out into the stratosphere. What did you guys think of it?
It was an amazing thing. I kind of knew that would happen. Like, I could just kind of tell in the Schitt's Creek world that something good would come out of it. And of course, Moira, when something bad happens, she's depressed. When something good happens, she's excited. Moira was told she's officially back in the game, so she loved hearing that. So that was a huge win for her and Alexis, who was kind of behind the scenes until she sat in her mother's lap. Was great.
I know.
I loved it, but I also think Moira really lives by what she said in the previous episode, where any press is good press. And she, she obviously loves her craft, and she's so dedicated to it. But I love that that's just broadcasted all over the local news channels.
I know. It was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved, because we really see Alexis kind of coming into her career in this episode as well. She finally has found something that she's really good at, seems like. So this is a really exciting time for her. And we also saw it's an exciting time, but it's also a bit of a more serious time, because Moira had the talk with her, kind of choose your career or be with Ted right now. Yeah. What is the best decision? And what do you guys think? What do you think? We did eventually see that Ted actually said, you know what? You're not going to like it here. And I love that you said that you like that, because I loved that too, but we'll get more into that. So we see that she isn't going to go over there and be with him. But what did you guys think? Do you think this is the best decision?
I think it is. I think it's challenging when you are dating someone. They obviously care so much about each other, and I feel that they really genuinely have such a bond, and they connect on a deeper level. And it's hard because, it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend's telling you, you know what, I know that you wouldn't be happier here, and you have so many great things going on for you where you are now, and I don't but it's also, that just shows, he's thinking about her before his own needs, and I think that's really mature, but it's also kind of bittersweet.
Yeah. And the fact that this happened once before where Alexis got scared and pushed Ted away came back to him, and now it's kind of happening again. So certainly doesn't feel good. You know, it feels sad to see the two who love each other so much to possibly not come back together. So, you know, it does change things, because up until this episode, we kind of assumed that at some point Ted would be, you know, running back. Basically, that's, I think, what we thought, that he would come back and surprise her. He still could, but it's not the same thing anymore.
Yeah. How long is he supposed to be out there again? I can't remember.
7 episodes? No, I don't know. We don't.
It was like a year or something, I feel like.
It's a long, yes.
It was not crazy long, not like way long, but not too long. I don't know. Your prediction was he was going to come back before the end of the season and propose. I still think that?
I still feel that, because I think there's like milestone steps in a relationship, and I think this is a huge one where your partner wants you to just do what makes you happy, and they see, he already knows, you know, what's gonna make Alexis the most happy, and like location and just her career. So I still feel like he's gonna do that. I'm still waiting for him to knock on the motel door.
Yeah, I can relate to this too. I'm actually in a relationship with somebody who lives in Louisiana, so and a very small town in Louisiana. So we've had that conversation before of, you're out in LA for a reason. It's to get your career going. It's to do this and it's to do that. And he's very supportive of me in that way. So when Ted was doing that for her, I was like, oh, that's like my relationship.
That's awesome.
All supportive. Go Ted. You're a great boyfriend. But I also quickly want to say before we move on, just to you guys, we thank you so much for your support and for everything that you do for us, all your comments. We read them, we respond to them. So thank you so much for your input. If you are listening on iTunes, give us 5 stars. The others don't work for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but they just don't. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, give us that thumbs up.
Yes.
Everything positive that you can, because we love the feedback and we love hearing from you. Like we said, AfterBuzz has been amazing to me and amazing to my co-hosts as well. And we love you guys. So, and that's the tea. That's the tea.
Right. And I am actually on the live stream right now on YouTube. You can go there, ask questions. I will read them, and then maybe we'll talk about them if you have a question about the show. We'll do this for the rest of the season, so come on down.
That's right. And guys, again, thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. I forgot to put that in, so I did it just now.
Ting, ting.
All right, well, moving on, we saw one of my favorite things from this episode was the Wingman. I mean, that's what the whole episode was called, the Wingman. We see Bob, unfortunately, going through a very difficult time. His wife of many, many, many years, Gwen, has left him. But Ronnie says, honey child, I cannot have Bob staying in my house no more. So how about for 6 days, whatever, let's get him into the Rosebud Motel. He said he'll take a dirty room. He don't care. I don't know. It was just totally funny. So Ronnie, Johnny, and Roland, they want to take Bob out on the town as the wingman. And then we see this hilarious part where Roland is pretending to be the woman, and it was an utter disaster. But of course, right?
Yeah. I think many men could relate to that, and probably ladies, you could relate to seeing somebody. I feel like you have the bat signal where you can see from afar the wingmen and the, would that be true? Do you want to divulge that? You can tell from a mile away when we're out there going, she's right over there. Go for it.
Yes, we can. We know. I am all knowing. I am like this when I'm in a bar.
I think women are really good at just intuitively reading energy and reading people, and they can just tell, you know, is this a good time to... I don't know. I feel like guys can just be more like, yo, what up? But,
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, he does kind of need a wingman right now. He's definitely not himself.
He's outdated. He's been in the game.
He doesn't know what's going on. I mean, I can't even imagine being married to somebody for so many years, and I know this has happened to a lot of people where they feel like they're out of the loop, and
Out of touch,
all of a sudden, I mean,
yeah.
it sounds like Gwen is having a ball herself. So she's
Or
two. I don't know,
but remember, there was the episode when Moira and Johnny go to the cabin. And they thought it was Roland's cabin, but it was really Bob and Gwen's.
Yes.
And all I picture when I hear the name Gwen is her sitting reading some magazine on the couch with Bob, just waiting for them to finish having sexy in their cabin bed. And I'm like, that's what Bob is used to, is sitting on a couch with his wife.
Yeah.
Reading magazines and books quietly. So he has, I mean, he probably doesn't know what a bar is or remember what it was like back then.
To even, I mean, it's hard getting back in the dating scene after 1 year. I mean, for me, I'd like date somebody for a year. I'm like, oh, I don't understand Bumble, Hinge, what is going on?
It's
Like, it's just ever evolving.
love is a battlefield.
It
That's all I'll
is.
say.
Love is a battlefield.
So, what did we think of when they actually went to the bar? You know, he's over there talking. Well, it turns out he's talking to his marriage counselor. He said, she's decided to go with Gwen. I was like, oh my gosh, of course he's talking to his marriage counselor.
Right.
And then the funny thing Johnny does, he goes, I think it's funny. You know, we should all just laugh.
Yes, yeah.
Just start laughing like he told a joke and it went horribly wrong.
Again, where the woman comes up and says, are you laughing at me?
I know. That was so funny.
But I will bet you anything that happened to one or more of the writers, I'm sure when they were thinking of that, it's actually happened because that happens. But yeah, that was ridiculous. What I did miss, unless I blinked, I missed Bob's run entry into the scene. He used to do that when he was happy. Bob, please become happy again so we can see you kind of happy jog into the scene.
Yes. We want you to find your girl. And I think it's going to happen, but we'll save that for prediction.
Maybe a jazzy gal?
Maybe
Ronnie?
No, not at all.
Maybe Ronnie. Who knows? We could Bob and Ronnie for life.
You can find love anywhere.
We also in the episode got into some really a little interesting, sexy topic, if you will. It got real sexy up in here. So we saw old flame Jake make an appearance back. He made a coffee table for David and Patrick. And it, goes in and goes right back to his, I'll just say it, swinger ways. He just kisses David, right? He goes, oh, we're still doing that then.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Total free spirit, just like, there's no rules. Who are we? We're all just people on this earth, man.
Right.
I know.
We go back to the third season when it was, all right, let me see if I can get this straight. It wasn't a three-way. Jake wanted a three-way. Jake and Stevie went out on a date, but get confused.
Yeah, they met back up at the cafe that one night, and he thought that Stevie thought he was breaking up with David when he brought them there to have to propose a threesome relationship.
Thank you.
That's right.
So confusing to talk about that.
Yeah, and then at the end of that, when he went, they were like, "No, that's not something." He goes, "Okay, well, it's been nice. Bye."
Are we surprised that Stevie was at the party?
Yes. I mean, no, I'm not surprised.
That girl is like trying to find, like, just like free experiment, adventure, and she just, the look that she gave David too, she's like, "What's up?" Like, just like that cool, like, I'm at this party, yeah.
And I was here first.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, of course they were. I think definitely because we saw David and Patrick, they wanted to go. They wanted to hook up with him.
I love how before they entered the room, they both were talking, kind of pep talking to each other, and Patrick's like, David, I mean, what's that smell? And he's like, it's like leather scented lotion. He's like, it's not even your leather jacket. Oh, you really are putting in...
You put in a little bit of effort here.
And then
that new shirt, Patrick, too.
David's like, well, what about your sleeves? Are they short or are they long? What's the sitch? And it's just, because they're totally just like, code word, we'll leave soon, and they get there and they're just like, they both want to stay.
Listen, you only live once in this life, and go get yours, because if they were going to do it with anybody, he's definitely the right one.
Yeah.
He's hot. He has no ties to anybody, so YOLO.
Float with the boat, man.
YOLO and float with the boat. So interesting to see. I don't know. I don't think anything more is going to come of that, though. So We'll see.
No.
No.
Although it was fun to talk about it like a reality show.
I also forgot to. I wanted to get into Alexis's reaction to Ted saying that she wants him to stay. So they said it at the same time. So he didn't necessarily hear her say that. And then her reaction was very interesting to me. It was kind of taken aback. What did you think?
Well, like I said earlier, I think because she had left him once before, now he was kind of doing it to her before she could say it. So I feel like in her soul, she was like, oh, I was ready to say this, but you did it first. So perhaps she's like, oh, are you getting back at me? That might be a reaction. So it was certainly hard to take. It's sad to see.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where, it's like, well, okay, say what you're thinking on 3. 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, if that person says something first and then you're like, wait, what did you say? And then, I think she maybe doesn't want to admit that she was feeling the same way and then kind of just being like, well, tell me how you feel. And he says, oh, but I just think you should stay where you are. You have a lot of stuff just happening for you right now, and it would be selfish of me. You wouldn't enjoy it here with the fire ants and my bug screen that's just janky and not working. But it's interesting because deep down, she knows what her mom said and what she's feeling, but is she acting like, well, Ted, how dare you? You don't want me to come? Or...
Yeah, I think it was okay when she was having those thoughts, but maybe when he was having those thoughts, it hurt her, in my opinion. It looked like it might have.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully Ted and Alexis will stand the test of time.
I know. Hopefully his beard doesn't grow any longer.
He's going to become mutt.
He's
going to become like a blonde mutt.
Oh.
Yeah,
the guy,
2.0.
not
Yes.
with dumb jokes.
Speaking of Mutt, where is Mutt?
I have no idea.
In the barn, waiting for the next barn party.
Just-
I don't know,
He's shirtless. in
He's
the barn,
shirtless,
just, like,
chilling
posing.
in the barn, for sure.
He hasn't moved for 2 years.
Well, I want to get into our special segment, and our special segment is with Megan Gallagher. Take it away, girl.
Hello, everyone. So, I'm so excited for today's special segment because we are going to talk about the top 5 wealthiest families in the world. I'm sure you all watching have your own ideas and names that are coming to your head right now. We've all heard about them, but it's just so interesting because a lot of history is involved with them, and it's fascinating to learn about these old money families. Their name is just so iconic, and they've been around for decades upon decades, and it's very incredible. So, first one, do you guys have any guesses? Just like anything.
I could not even. I have no idea.
I mean, like the Waltons, whoever owns Walmart.
Ding ding, we have a
Oh,
winner.
seriously?
Yes, you are
wow.
right.
Nice.
I thought I remember hearing once that they were totally rich, and I think, yeah. Okay.
Yes, and so the Walton family is number 1
Wow.
in the world. Not just America, the world.
Wow.
Walton family, they own Walmart, and they are worth $190.5 billion with a B dollars. They are the richest family in the world, and they have just like nonstop been at number 1 on Forbes and every Inc. entrepreneur. Their family is so iconic and so unique, and that's just incredibly crazy. So it was founded by Sam Walton in Arkansas in 1962, and Walmart is now one of the world's largest companies. And Walmart's it's Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I wonder if they ever shop at like Target or somewhere else, just like
they
another
would be
store.
disowned from their family.
Yeah, I know.
They would be rejected. And fun fact, they operate in America. They have 12,000 retail stores.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the Walton family, kudos to you.
Do we know how many Rose videos there were? Do we know? I mean, in thinking about the biggest families,
Yes.
that Rose Video was nationwide. I wonder how many they had if they're in this list.
That's a good point.
It is.
Number 2. So this family coming up is the Mars family, and they own Mars. So M&M, a lot of candy, like
the candy Mars.
candy, like Mars bars,
They don't.
M&Ms.
Oh, I thought it was Mars, the planet. Okay.
They threw a lasso up to space and
That's-
brought
that's
it
how-
down.
That's
So
wealthy.
the Mars family again, candy. So think M&Ms on the package that it comes in. It usually will say, you know, Nestle or whatever company. This is Mars. They are the Walmart of candy. And it's just so known for making M&Ms. And they are worth $126 billion.
Jesus.
It was started in, let's see, it was started by the grandfather Frank Mars, and it's just now worth, I mean, billions of dollars. And this is it's been 4 generations since it was started. It does not say which year, but it's just, I mean, can you imagine being in a family like that, you guys?
Yes, I can. I want your money. Do you have single men?
I know. Anyone of
Or
I was
women.
thinking you have singles. Like you have singles, I'll take 5s.
Yes.
But okay, I got it.
And then, so the next family we have is the Koch, K-O-C-H family. They own Koch Industries.
Oh, Coke.
Coke?
Industries, yeah.
It's pronounced Coke.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that because it's
the
spelled...
Koch brothers.
Yeah, the Koch brothers.
Oh, amazing. So the Koch brothers, pardon me, they're estimated worth $124 billion. And they own, you know, oil business founded by their father. They're also invested in politics and just a lot of financial things. It's just so fascinating because the brothers, Charles and David, are worth an estimated $50 billion each. Which is just incredible. And they are at number 11 on the Forbes billionaire list. And they have not left that spot for a few years now.
Dang.
Those numbers are so huge. I literally take all the zeros off and I just think about, okay, so the Waltons have what? Like $210, and then the
Yes,
next Mars
yeah.
kids have $180. And I'm like,
It's-
all right, that makes sense to me. One of them can buy maybe a nicer
Yes,
pair of sneakers
yeah.
than the one in second
Yeah.
place. To me, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
And then
Special segment's just making me mad.
it's just fun though. 'Cause,
I'm just getting angry over here.
It's just, I like to think about it just for fun. I mean, imagine growing up in a family
No,
like that. You go on vacations and you have a summer home and a winter home and just it's just a whole different world.
I know. I wish I was from that world.
So the next family we have is pardon me if I do not pronounce this right, the
Al Saud.
Al Saud.
Saudi royal family.
Saudi royal family. They are worth $100 billion. And basically they are royalty in the Middle East. They are part of the royal family. They are just, you know, in the royal family, so they've inherited a ton of money through an oil company and just all that stuff over there. But it's just so incredible because I think also when you are in a royal family, especially in a different country, I mean, it's just so luxurious. Like you live in like these gorgeous, you know, palaces, and it's just so, it's different. I feel like it's different than American, like just
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think a 5-bedroom home is huge.
Yes.
Like, what do you do with 5 bedrooms? So we're talking, you know, Tori spelling 100 bedrooms or, you know, 200 bedrooms. It's insane.
Yeah. No, thank you so much,
Thank
Megan.
you. Thank you for making her mad and me.
Yes, everyone listening, go dream your biggest dream and manifest. Imagine what it'd be like to be in these families.
All right.
Yes, put it out there, manifest. Well, let's get straight into our news of gossip with Loren Kling.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right. Well, we had the Oscars last Sunday here in Hollywood, and we're going to show some pictures. Now, here are some behind the scenes. This was on Saturday, the day before. They're setting up the red carpet. They basically closed the Hollywood and Highland Shopping Center where the Dolby Theater is. Those columns on the right and in the middle are actually the movies that won Best Oscar. So they have them going from 1929 all the way up to 2018. I'm a Hollywood tour guide, so I actually take people around the area And so we'll see Parasite up there in a couple weeks. And then we've got to talk about there's Emily looking fierce.
I love women in suits.
Yeah.
She looks really, really good. So that's one of the pictures. And then we'll go on to additional pictures. There's Moira. There's Catherine O'Hara looking
That's so
fabulous.
iconic, that picture. Oh.
Yeah, it's beautiful at a Vanity Fair after party.
Wow.
And there's David.
Mother
there's
and
Dan
son.
Levy. Yes, TV mom. And wait, she matches the flowers.
I
Look
love
at that.
it.
So it just beautiful to see them looking so great and being at the Oscars. I like that a lot. And then lastly, there is Shop Hello Harlot, an Etsy store owner who has a coloring book called A Very Shitty Coloring Book. And thank you to popsugar.com for sharing this story. That's how I found this. So if you want to do it, I think it's like $20. It's a 10-page booklet. So go to Etsy. I love that. And that's the news.
Nice. Thank you.
Awesome.
Love it. Love it. Let's get into some predictions too for next week.
AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Lauren, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, we're gonna put Bob aside because I think that's a secondary story. You know what? The thing with Alexis and Ted, and Alexis and helping her mom really, really changed it with this episode. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. What I would love to happen is for Ted to come back. He's got a wonderful place to work at. Help me out. The veterinary.
Yeah, veterinary.
So he's got that.
Yes.
Right. He's got that. Come back. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a pickle because in my mind, I'm kind of understanding from both sides of what they're feeling, and I really feel like he's gonna have an epiphany soon and just kind of realize, wait, she's the love of my life. What am I doing? And just go back and just pick her up, just off her feet. And I mean, he can still follow his dreams, but I feel like he is going to just profess his love and just do something really drastic.
Like Officer and a Gentleman. He's going to come in like a naval outfit and then carry her
throw off his hat, baby, I missed you.
through a factory for some reason.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah, I would like to think that my prediction from last week is kind of coming true this week because I did say I think they're going to be faced with a lot of difficult decisions coming up to where they're going to have to choose to stay in Schitt's Creek or to leave and have that life that they're used to. And this is kind of a little bit of that example of that. She's got this kind of big PR job now. Do I go there or do I go be with my boyfriend that I met in Schitt's Creek at some random little island that's kind of shitty? So I don't know. I think this could go either way. I'm not really sure which way it's going to go at this point. I'm kind of scared about the relationship now, but I hope that he shows up like an officer and a gentleman. Well, that's your prediction, guys. That's our show. Thank you so much for being here with us. Lauren, tell them where you can find them on social media.
Find me on Instagram at Loren Kling. Also, you can find me here on AfterBuzz. I'm doing the after show for Lock and Key. Such a good Netflix show.
Yes. And you can find me on Instagram at Megan W. Gallagher.
And you can find me on Instagram at Rachel Swindler or on Twitter at Rachie Swin. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.